And late tonight, we saw agents walking out of this house carrying a cardboard box as well as several bags from the second story of the property out here. They were processing the scene there and could be seen taking notes on a table there.
When you look at Floyd Mayweather, it was like, bro, did you budget? Yeah, you got big injections, but the big payments also went out. Why you got so many?
Yeah, so many of
like I'm talking about from money, cars, clothes.
Yeah, you know it.
And the things that's next to the road.
Yeah.
But everybody got a ticket.
Some might say he's not going broke, he just wants to push off paying back the IRS, but I think this next document is a smoking gun. This is the collection appeal request Floyd sent to the IRS on why he couldn't pay. The explanation he sent was, need more time to gather the funds to pay in full. This is the IRS about to start seizing his assets. This isn't a personal loan. Why in the world, if he's made hundreds of millions of dollars, why doesn't he just—
Floyd Mayweather is reportedly facing increased financial pressure after U.S. tax authorities filed a $7.3 million tax lien against him. The reported debt has raised concerns about whether some of his valuable assets could eventually be affected if the matter remains unresolved. Among the assets drawing attention are Mayweather's luxury properties, including his Las Vegas mansion, as well as his extensive collection of high-end vehicles. However, any action involving specific assets would depend on the legal and tax proceedings surrounding the reported debt.
We'll take that car.
The Internal Revenue Service has reportedly placed a $7.3 million tax lien against Floyd Mayweather over alleged unpaid taxes connected to the 2018 and 2023 tax years. According to Business Insider, the notice was filed in Las Vegas, with records reportedly showing that the balance remained outstanding as of March 26. The development has once again raised questions about how Mayweather has managed his finances throughout his career. Despite the reported tax issue, Mayweather has earned enormous sums through boxing, endorsements, appearances, and various business ventures. His wealth and extravagant lifestyle have long been a major part of his public image. In one high-profile tour, Floyd Mayweather gave Stephen A. Smith a look inside his Las Vegas mansion, offering viewers a glimpse of the lavish lifestyle associated with the former champion. During the tour, Mayweather showcased an impressive collection of luxury vehicles, including Rolls-Royces, Ferraris, Bentleys, and Bugattis, with some of the cars reportedly worth millions of dollars.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, you know, we are on ESPN. These are sports cars. It's a sports network. This car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. You ain't seen these toys?
I haven't seen these?
No.
What? Floyd, this is 7 cars, man. Silver, platinum, Miami, black LA, white Vegas.
Yeah, in New York, I got my drivers.
And you got your drivers in New York?
Yeah.
Why? Talk to me about why you make the decision to drive different colored cars in respective cities.
Spoiled brat.
Oh, just being a brat?
Just being a brat.
The 7 cars that you showed me are in excess of $15.
The mansion itself was equally extravagant, featuring an indoor pool and spa, luxurious marble interiors, multiple elevators, and an enormous designer-filled closet packed with Louboutin shoes and Birkin bags. The property also showcased expensive artwork and other high-end possessions, reflecting the immense wealth and success Mayweather built throughout his boxing career. More than just a home, the mansion became a symbol of Mayweather's extravagant lifestyle and helped reinforce the image behind his famous money nickname.
Oh Lord, this is your closet?
Yeah.
I see the money team hats, along with various others.
Yeah.
Do you even know how many outfits you have?
I wear the same clothes, but I got a ton of clothes, but
You're not overly concerned about clothes. I mean, you're gonna be suited down when you need to be suited and booted for the most part.
But today, you know, I got on this today. Today's
I'm not talking about today.
Oh, today's just a chill day. It's
Yes.
like, you know what I'm saying? Today is like, okay, I ain't really got nothing, but you know what I'm saying? I do got a Patek Philippe on my wrist.
Okay.
I think this watch probably cost $100,000 with no diamonds.
The financial scrutiny surrounding Floyd Mayweather continues to intensify. According to reports circulating online, Mayweather is facing another lawsuit over an alleged $15,000 unpaid bill for private jet services. The claim reportedly came just days after allegations involving approximately $330,000 in unpaid rent and a reported $7.3 million IRS tax debt. These allegations have added to growing speculation about Mayweather's financial situation. Reports have raised questions about whether the extravagant lifestyle he has displayed for years is becoming increasingly difficult to maintain. Additional claims suggest that Mayweather has lost millions on a mansion, paid tens of millions toward loans, faced foreclosure proceedings involving another property, and sold his private jet. There are also claims that he owes the IRS millions in unpaid taxes, while Logan Paul has previously alleged that Mayweather still owes him $1.20 million. Former NFL MVP Cam Newton has also addressed the reports, saying he hopes the allegations are not true. If accurate, the various claims would add another layer to the ongoing debate over Mayweather's wealth, spending habits, and financial management.
Throwing hundreds in the camera. See, when you depict that type of lifestyle, brother, it just gives people the thought to say, man, must be nice.
Must be nice.
But what, it'll be a thing if that runs out. Now, when you're writing bad checks and you're portraying this lavish lifestyle from private jets, PJs, and one of the most dumbest things that I seen, but I admired it. I was like, yo, you know what car or what area Floyd was in because of the color of his car. Did you ever peep that, Peggy?
What color was
See,
his
all
car?
his cars was either white or black, depending on where it was. In Vegas, all his cars were a certain color. In Miami, all his cars were a certain color. The same fleet that we need to start getting them receipts and taking it back to the people to say, hey, I got 16 Rolls Royces. I got the 06, 07, 08, 09, 010, 011, 012.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the same car. Why would you
do you
do
need that?
Anybody who knows luxury, brother, could tell you that's the price of playing luxury. Because how many versions of the Range Rover have you?
Despite the growing financial scrutiny, Floyd Mayweather continues to showcase expensive vehicles, including new Rolls-Royce models and other high-end luxury cars. His continued displays of wealth have sparked debate among critics, who argue that these purchases may be more about maintaining his famous money image than demonstrating genuine financial stability. The contrast between Mayweather's lavish lifestyle and the various reported debts and financial disputes has continued to attract attention. While Mayweather maintains that his finances are under control, critics remain focused on whether his extravagant spending can be sustained over the long term.
A lot of people think he got it, including the IRS, because he nearly owes them $7.3 million in federal tax lien. So it's like he had it for you to owe $7.3 million. You had to have it.
That means you in taxes.
In taxes.
We was looking at them checks.
Yeah, we was. We was.
I mean, he went from Pretty Boy Floyd, Money Mayweather, to Mr. Pay-Per-View.
Okay.
Because when you look at the reports of all the top grossing pay-per-view participants in the history of pay-per-view, he on there.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
In that Mount Rushmore.
So I'm trying to tell you, it's not even a trick. But
Speculation surrounding Floyd Mayweather's finances intensified after financial commentator Spencer Cornelia discussed claims that the boxer may have used luxury watches and jewelry as collateral for loans. According to Cornelia, messages from August 2025 allegedly indicated that some of Mayweather's high-value watches had been pledged as security against loans. He claimed that certain watches were later returned after portions of the outstanding balances were paid, while others were reportedly still being held as collateral. The claims have added another dimension to the ongoing debate over Mayweather's financial situation and the way he has managed his valuable assets.
Jonah by bringing lawsuits against him as a way to extort him. And finally, Floyd writes, "I appreciate you taking the time to read this letter, Your Honor. I would just ask that you consider my personal testimony that Jonah Recknitz is a good person." He claimed that he didn't know about Jonah's past in the complaint, yet he wrote that letter in support of Jonah, showing he clearly knew about the litigation in New York, so it doesn't seem to add up. Many have speculated that Mayweather is coming out of retirement for a rematch with Pacquiao because he needs the money. Yes, this is why. Around August 2025, Floyd needed cash money, so he decided to start pawning his jewelry. Here's a text on August 25th, 2025 of Jonah sending Floyd an image of his watch and the word loan below. That represents that watch as being within the group that was being pawned. Here's the second image sent on that day. The top image is a collection of watches that were grouped together for a November loan and that many had been returned after the balance was paid down. Here's the next message of another collection of watches that were used for a loan. The image on the left is an exhibit Floyd included in the complaint. Within this list are 4 of the watches you see in the text message on the right that were included in the group of watches that were pawned. This indicates he continues to lie about not knowing that his watches were getting pawned for a loan to fund his lifestyle. What was told to me is that Floyd was running out of money. Now, obviously, his broke is a lot different than broke for me and you, but at this time he needed money, so he decided to pawn $13 million from his watch collection. He does have his own jet and has flown private for a couple decades, and he has an extensive exotic car collection. But what has been shared with me is that his lifestyle is so expensive that he constantly needs to take.
Cornelia further alleged that Mayweather had pawned approximately $13 million worth of watches to generate additional cash. He emphasized that Mayweather's definition of being broke would likely be very different from that of an average person, given the enormous wealth the boxer has accumulated throughout his career. However, Cornelia argued that maintaining an extremely expensive lifestyle could require repeatedly borrowing against valuable assets. Mayweather has long been associated with luxury cars, private jets, high-end watches, and expensive jewelry, making these allegations particularly noteworthy. The claims have therefore raised questions about whether some of Mayweather's extravagant displays represent readily available wealth or assets that may have been leveraged to help fund his lifestyle.
Began pawning, he texted his pawn shop lender asking about the balance he owes so Jonah knows what the number is. Jonah, as Floyd's manager and the one who handles all the financial transactions, is the one who ensures that all the loans are paid off. The lender responds $1.85 million in checks, $10.8 million in jewelry, and $1.47 million in fees, and he mentions needing another $360,000 by Friday so the fees don't keep adding up. Floyd received the $13 million for pawning watches in his supposed $100 million watch collection. Jonah shared with me that people pay up to 3% per month, which is why the fees were so high. That loan was almost paid in full. If you reread Joel's message, it makes sense. Joel says, "I have recouped everything and hasn't had to sell any pieces. All that remains is another $360,000 so Floyd doesn't have to pay any more fees." In case you aren't following, Joel can sell the watches that were pawned if Floyd doesn't pay the $13 million back. But he didn't need to sell watches because he was paid back and made $1.5 million in fees. In the complaint, Floyd discusses pawning his $100 million jewelry collection with the words, "to be pledged or placed in the possession of Joel, a Miami jewelry dealer." The amount received was around $13 million. A substantial portion of the pledged jewelry remains in the possession of Joel and Modi, and no accounting has been provided to Mr. Mayweather.
Back in July 2017, Floyd Mayweather was reportedly dealing with more than $30 million in unpaid taxes owed to the IRS. At the time, speculation circulated that his highly anticipated return to boxing against Conor McGregor was motivated, at least in part, by the need to address those financial obligations rather than simply settle his rivalry with the Irish star. That McGregor used the reports to fuel the build-up, mocking Mayweather's financial situation and suggesting that Floyd needed the fight more than he did. His comments added another layer of tension to an already massive event and became part of the promotional narrative surrounding their 2017 showdown. Despite those claims, Mayweather had already earned enormous sums throughout his career. Forbes previously estimated his career earnings at roughly $700 million by 2016, while he also pursued major investments outside the ring, including reported real estate holdings and deals worth hundreds of millions of dollars. That history makes the current financial scrutiny particularly striking. If Mayweather had consistently preserved his wealth through conservative spending, disciplined investments, and careful financial planning, the reported tax issues and legal disputes might look very different. Instead, maintaining an extremely expensive lifestyle involving luxury cars, watches, properties, private jets, jewelry, and other high-end assets can create enormous ongoing expenses. Spending heavily to maintain an image of wealth can eventually become difficult to sustain, especially without regular boxing paydays. Ultimately, the bigger question is not simply how much Floyd Mayweather earned during his legendary career, but how effectively that fortune has been preserved and managed over time.
Floyd's return on investment is going to be here, but I'll just throw my guess out there for fun. I don't think it's going to be anywhere close to the 18% that 601 was claiming on their website. I think his return is going to look a little bit more like if he were to put his money into a REIT. Like for a simple example, if we look at Realty Income Corp, this is one of the most popular REITs around. They hold over 15,000 commercial properties in their portfolio, spread out over 90 different industries, and these guys pay a monthly dividend of about 5.5% if you invest your money with them. I'm sure 601 is giving Floyd a better return on his investment than Realty Income would give you or I, but it's generally the same concept as what I'm thinking, which means that if you put $100 million into this fund, he's probably making something like $600,000 per month on his investment. Next story. This one is definitely a change of pace. Floyd has now decided to invest a chunk of his money in the famous
The latest filing becomes even more significant when viewed alongside Floyd Mayweather's recent financial history. Business Insider reported in late 2025 that Mayweather had sold his private jet, along with mansions in Miami and Beverly Hills. Other assets, including residential properties and his Las Vegas strip club, were reportedly used as collateral for debt involving financier Don Hanky. 2 condominium units at Trump Las Vegas were also reportedly seized over unpaid property taxes before being returned after the taxes were settled. These developments have added to the growing scrutiny surrounding Mayweather's financial management. Despite these reported financial pressures, Mayweather has continued to maintain an extravagant lifestyle, regularly showcasing luxury cars, watches, jewelry, and other high-end purchases. The contrast has raised questions about his financial priorities, particularly as reports of debts, lawsuits, and other obligations continue to emerge. Mayweather's reported purchase of the iconic Versace mansion offers another interesting example. At first glance, acquiring such a prestigious property could appear to be another extravagant display of wealth. However, because the property operates as a luxury hotel, the investment also has the potential to generate revenue rather than simply serve as a private residence. Owning such a recognizable property could also provide Mayweather with a prestigious trophy asset and a connection to the Versace brand, which fits his well-known appreciation for luxury fashion and high-end living. The purchase therefore appears to combine potential investment value with personal prestige. However, when viewed alongside Mayweather's other major purchases and reported financial pressures, it also reinforces the perception of a celebrity who has consistently operated on an exceptionally large financial scale.
To buy a piece of this place. Well, apparently he's partnering with the current owners, the Nakesh family, and someone else named Eli Gindi to acquire a large stake in the home. He's taken the majority of Gindi's interest for an undisclosed price, and all Floyd had to say about this deal is that he feels blessed to be a part of such an important piece of real estate. Since we have basically no context on his motives here, I'm just gonna do my best to put my spin on why he probably made this move. First, this home will probably spit off some cash flow for him because it is functioning like a hotel at this point. So he's kind of buying into a hotel with this one. Plus, the fact that it's the Versace mansion tells us that it will probably continue to appreciate pretty good over time. Second, this is just one of those trophy properties. Like, this is the type of house that you buy to have in your portfolio just because it makes you feel good and it gives you kind of something to brag about. And last, I don't really know anything about fashion, obviously, but Floyd wears a lot of fancy clothes. Some of those clothes are